match next weekend. Legends captain Jessica Miziak thinks fresh legs are a reason for the team's successful season.
She's a freshman. Her name is Laura Klassi, and she plays on our outside wing, and she is super fast. She scores every single game. Like last game, she had 3 tries.
Freshman Laura Klassi even surprised herself during her first season of rugby.
I hoped for the best, but this is way more than I thought that I would ever have.
It's surprising the Legends have been doing this well. They've been dealing with some adversity.
Well, actually, we don't have a coach, so we have players that elected captains. We both put into, help practices run smooth.
For Sbu TV, I'm Kate Glennon.
The team is not only coachless, but is also looking for a new advisor. The leaves are turning and the local high school football postseason is set to kick off. Tyler Diedrich brings us the sights and sounds of a fall Saturday night at Bradner Stadium.
Tonight I'd like to welcome you to Bradner Stadium, home of the Huskies, for tonight's football game between the Olean High Huskies and the Eden Raiders.
What are you doing, bud, man?
The team, Huskies!
Come on, Eden!
And the home of the parade.
Olean Huskies will be kicking off.
Olean and Eden each qualify for the Section 6 Class B playoffs.
That's all this week for Sbu TV. I'm Megan Sudore.
And I'm Brittany Whalley. From the rest of us here in the Coop Lab, thanks for watching. Coming up on Sbu TV, St. Bonaventure's Journalism and Mass Communication Department is hoping for approval of a new major, and we'll take a look at some rare books.
Hello and welcome to Sbu TV. I'm Megan Sudore.
And I'm Brittany Whalley.
A new major at St. Bonaventure's School of Journalism and Mass Communication has been approved by faculty and is now awaiting approval from the state. Dan Mitchell reports.
The St. Bonaventure University School of Journalism and Mass Communications is waiting on the state's approval of the proposed new major, Strategic Communications and Digital Media. The purpose of the major is to familiarize students with putting together digital portfolios, resumes, and CDs to better prepare them for work after college.
The journalism school's dean, Pauline Hoffmann, emphasized the importance of being able to think strategically while being able to compete on a global level with those already involved in strategic communications.
While the addition of the new major is exciting to the underclassmen, some seniors are disappointed they are missing out on the opportunity.
Kind of definitely taken it. I'm trying to get a minor in marketing, so I mean, if this major incorporates marketing and JMC, I think a lot more incoming freshmen would be interested.
Students who wish to pursue this major can look forward to jobs in many different fields.
You know, people working in strategic communication can certainly be doing anything related to public relations, advertising, even marketing.
For Sbu TV, I'm Dan Mitchell.
Dean Hoffmann said that approval from the state can take anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months. 3 years ago, St. Bonaventure added the rare book wing to Friedman Memorial Library. Felisha Woolley took a look.
Housing over 9,000 rare books and manuscripts dating back over 1,000 years, St. Bonaventure's Rare Book Center is one of the largest collections in New York State.
So we have some 10,000 items here, mainly printed books from the 15, 16, and 1700s.
Even people outside the university have been making use of this center.
Now, this collection is a unique research collection, really worldwide and certainly in the United States. Normally I'll get at least a couple inquiries about materials that we have.
The Rare Book Center includes manuscripts from St. Francis as well as renowned monastic Thomas Merton, and Speath believes it to be an important part of the university.
You know, we're a Franciscan university, and this collection is the history of that kind of enterprise.
Although students and classes are offered tours of the Rare Book Center, some may be unable to understand the material.
Latin's the primary language, and then after that, probably Italian and German.
So how can you see the Rare Book Center?
We're open for class tours, which I give on a fairly regular basis.
For Sbu TV, I'm Felisha Woolley.
Speath hopes he'll be able to schedule more class tours through the semester.
All but one of the wild animals set free in Ohio have been accounted for. Dozens were killed as police tried to contain the situation. CNN's Greg Black explains why there are now questions about whether the tragedy could have been prevented.
911, where's your emergency?
Yeah, there's a lion on Mount Perry Road in Grayshot.
56 animals in all had been running loose in the Ohio countryside. Everything from bears to lions and tigers. This is how most of them ended up. Their owner, 62-year-old Terry Thompson, is accused of freeing them before killing himself. Deputies say they had no choice but to shoot the animals.
If this had been a 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock incident in the middle of the day, odds are high that we may have been able to surround the area and keep everything contained. But our biggest problem we had in this whole thing was nightfall.
Darkness set in. At that point, the sheriff had to say the ones that were getting out of the compound had to be put down. We can't tranquilize an animal in the dark.
The Humane Society says lax laws in Ohio are to blame for the tragedy. Governor John Kasich is coming under fire for allowing a ban on buying and selling exotic animals to expire.
What had been proposed was frankly not very workable. You don't want to just put something out and not have the infrastructure or deal with all the complications that are connected to this.
But he says a committee is working on a new law to address the matter. Animal rights activists say the sooner that law is in place, the better. I'm Greg Black reporting.
The one animal still unaccounted for is a monkey. Authorities believe it may have been eaten by one of the big cats that was also freed.
It won't be long until Shannon has a comfortable place to stay while visiting children in Allegheny. Michael Colaianni has the story.
While some citizens of Allegheny might find their way to the town municipal buildings for the wrong reasons, it will be a place of joy this holiday season, where a one-story house for Santa to stay at during his stops in town is being built. Athena Silluzio and Heather Mousaw are spearheading the project, which is meant to provide a new cheery place for Christmas festivities to be held.
And they kind of had the idea of having a house to hold it into. Or somebody told somebody else, they thought it was a great idea, got other people involved in it and wanting to help, and kind of just grew.
While the initial construction started last November with the pouring of the cement foundation, the project really hadn't gotten off the ground until recently, when the town began work on the building in early October.
But what Silluzio and Mousaw are most proud of is the fact that the entire project is funded by donations, and all construction is being done by volunteers.
It's kind of a donated project. It's all, everything that has to do with this project is donated.
The construction company is donating their time to come in and help.
piece of
local contractors,
yeah,
businesses, people within the community, everything. Everything's been donated totally.
The town hopes to have the building done for the holidays this year, but it all depends on how much people donate. For Sbu TV, I'm Mike Colaianni.
To donate, visit 106 East Main Street or call 716-373-1460.
Next on Sbu TV, we take a look at this year's Hellinger Awards, which paid tribute to a former dean, and see what the hip-hop team is up to now.
Get up, stand up, jump on my sister, don't give up the fight. Oh, we never give up the fight. You got to let them know how. I never give up the fight. Oh, get up, stand up, what we gonna do? Stand up for a right. Get up, stand up, oh yeah, don't give up the fight.
The 51st Hellinger Awards was held this month by St. Bonaventure's Russell J. Giangioli School of Journalism and Mass Communications. I took a look.
The Mark Hellinger Award, first established in 1960, honors the late playwright and Hollywood producer Mark Hellinger. It is awarded to a graduating senior JMC student who has demonstrated academic excellence and will continue to succeed in the field. This year's recipient, Christy Keebler, was awarded the Hellinger for her role as editor-in-chief of the Bonaventure, as well as her contribution to The Arm, a campus creative writing group. The runner-up, Erin Lowry, was recognized for her work in Sbu TV and her Capstone, a video documentary on the community and life of Shanghai, China. What made the Hellinger Awards extra special this year was the dedication ceremony to former Dean Lee Coppola. Many of his fellow friends and colleagues had plenty to say.
And I want to thank Lee for having made the huge, and as I was thinking about this, putting my remarks together, I think really courageous shift from his long and very successful career as a print journalist and a broadcast journalist and later a federal prosecutor to accept the challenge of providing leadership for our journalism and mass communication program at an absolutely critical time in our history.
All of you wonder what Lee is going to do. There's been references made to the next step ahead in his life. He's going to play golf with Ray D. Bentley. He's going to maybe be some kind of a mediator or something like that. No. Lee Coppola, Walmart greeter.
I cannot roast Lee Coppola. I own too much.
Retiring as dean of the JMC school after 15 years, Coppola will continue to teach a media ethics class for the remainder of the year.
You know, people in life look at life and wish for things. You know, oh, can we win the lottery, blah, 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 and all these wonderful things. But he said, listen, if you had a genie and you rubbed the genie and it came out with 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes really be as a human being in life? And I think that my 3 wishes would be a family that love you and you love them, friends that you respect and enjoy being with at all times, and a job that you really yearn to get up in the morning and go to every day. And once you leave it, you feel satisfied that somehow you fulfilled the need inside of you to contribute to that function, to that job, whatever it is. And I tell you here today, all 3 of my wishes have been granted, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you all very much for coming tonight.
For Sbu TV, I'm Brittany Whalley.
Coppola plans to travel and is looking forward to spending more time with his wife and family.
With Halloween around the corner, I took a look at what the St. Bonaventure hip hop team has planned. The hip hop team will be putting on its 3rd annual Halloween performance, and fans are excited.
The hip hop team always puts on great shows. Their Halloween show last year was phenomenal. Everyone seemed to love it.
I've seen the hip hop team perform a few times, but I've never seen them perform in a live setting. Looking forward to see what they have to offer and what they're going to show us.
So how are they going to top last year's show?
And it showcases more than just our hip hop talents. It showcases tap, ballet, jazz. We have a point dance, and it's a story. It's not just dancing, so it'll be good for everyone, including families.
Hip-hop team's Halloween show, Little Red Riding Hood in the Big Bad Scary Woods, is Tuesday, October 25th and Wednesday, October 26th in the Quick Art Center from 8 to 10 p.m. So why should you come to the show?
We're a really great team who puts in a lot of time and work into what we do so that everyone can have a great time at the shows. It's not just us, it's for everyone.
This year's show will consist of 13 unique routines. But if you're still not convinced,
there's nothing else to do on campus, so why wouldn't you come? We're here and we're awesome and we're vivacious.
For Sbu Tv, I'm Megan Sudore. Tickets are $3 for students and $5 for everyone else. You can purchase them now at the Quick Art Center, but you better hurry before they sell out.
Coming up in sports, we take a look at what Atlantic 10 coaches think about Andrew Nicholson, plus some possible changes in the conference.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Our Shannon Shepard was at the A10 Media Day in New York City and found out how conference coaches feel about Bonaventure's returning senior forward, Andrew Nicholson.
Every year, Atlantic 10 Media Day is an opportunity for media outlets from all over the country to come together and talk about the upcoming basketball season. But this year, one of the main focuses and stars of Media Day was St. Bonaventure's own Andrew Nicholson.
You all should certainly be excited up in Olean and at St. Bonaventure. And from a conference standpoint, just even the fact that we have him here in Media Day in New York City is extremely exciting for us. And, you know, the nation will be watching him and tracking him this year.
Well, he's one of the best players in the country. You know, for any team, he's going to give, problems to because of his versatility. He can score inside with his back to the basket. He can score facing the basket. He's a good passer, good defender.
Andrew's a really good basketball player. I'll be honest with you. I'll be happy when he graduates. We don't have to compete against him anymore, and that's a great tribute, I think, to a guy like Andrew. He's just really a terrific player. There's probably nothing that he doesn't do well.
I feel like he's got a soft touch. He can shoot it off the glass, and an excellent rebounder, and he's a big presence in this league.
Andrew comes to work every day, and he's just a pleasure to coach, and he's a once-in-a-lifetime player.
And with all this talk about Nicholson, it's fair to wonder, how is he handling all this attention?
It just shows that my hard work's paying off. That's it. I don't look at it as like, oh, I'm the guy now. I'm still the same old basketball player. Put my shorts on the same way everyone else does. So.
For Sbu TV, I'm Shannon Shepard.
The Bonnies will meet their first conference opponent of the season when they play George Washington in the Riley Center on January 4th. While the Big East, Big 12, and other major football conferences shuffle the lineups, the Atlantic 10 sits on the sidelines awaiting the next dominoes to fall. Sbu TV's Tyler Diedrich reports from A10 Media Day in Brooklyn.
In the midst of a flurry of conference realignment in the NCAA, the general feeling of Atlantic 10 Media Day is that no major changes are imminent in the A10. St. Bonaventure men's basketball coach Mark Schmidt said everything depends on what happens with football conferences.
They got to settle that first, and that's, I would assume, being a year or 2 years down the road, and hopefully the league will stay together, and we can be as good a conference as we've been in the last 35 years.
ESPN senior college basketball writer Andy Katz said the Big East is the key piece to the A10 puzzle. The conference will have just 6 teams left in its football league, once Syracuse and Pittsburgh leave for the ACC at a date yet to be determined.
If the Big East splinters off and their football schools sort of separate and it's only basketball, then the A10 will have competition on the East Coast. So I think we have to wait and see, like everyone else. We just don't know what the landscape's going to look like within 5 years.
Temple is the only A10 school with a major Division I football team. It has also been rumored as a candidate to join the Big East, either as a full member or as a football-only member.
All it's going to take is one school making a decision to go from one league to another, and all of a sudden these dominoes are going to fall, and then where it all ends and what shape all of these conferences take is going to be really, really interesting.
Amid all the recent conference shuffling, the A10 is confident that it can remain intact as one of the premier basketball-only conferences in the country.
We've been certainly doing our due diligence of analyzing, you know, all the possible scenarios that could play out. With us being a basketball conference, we always want to make sure that if there is a trickle down effect, that we'll be ready for it.
You just try to control what you can, you know, with this thing, and I think the one guarantee is that it's far from over. It could touch us, but it's still probably a ways away.
Cats said if the A10 can hold on to its elite teams like Xavier, Temple, and Dayton, it can maintain its strong national reputation.
If they can keep their core together, their teams that have consistently been at the top, that have been NCAA type tournament teams, then I think it will survive and thrive.
Reporting from Brooklyn for Sbu TV, I'm Tyler Diedrich.
Temple was not among 6 schools that were reportedly targeted by the Big East as potential members last weekend.
The St. Bonaventure's women's rugby team had a legendary regular season.
For the first time in 11 years, the Legends, St. Bonaventure's women's rugby team, had an undefeated regular season. The ladies are the D3 West Division champions. They will play on Rob Peraza Field this Sunday at 1 o'clock against Oswego, the D3 East Division regular season runner-up. The winner of the match will play the winner of the St. John Fisher vs. Plattsburgh